Hello everyone, Ogre27 Kane here today, and I think we'll do a review of Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury for the Nintendo Switch. Let's do an overview of what this is. This is essentially a 2-game combo pack, including the Mario 3D World from the Wii U, and an all-new adventure mode essentially under Bowser's Fury. Now, at first, I really liked 3D World, but Bowser's Fury caught my eye. We're going to review this guy first. So let's start off with the gameplay. Alright, so the gameplay here is an open world style. Very much with the control mechanics of Mario Odyssey or Mario 64 in mind. It doesn't give you the idea and thought process to go through this one at a time. It's more of do whatever you want when you want and whatever challenges fit your control and mechanics. I really love that aspect about this game because it allows me to basically wander around and do what challenges fit the needs of whatever fun I want to have at that moment. There's all kinds of different things. You're not doing the same thing over and over and over, and a lot of the different creatures that you'll meet in this game are varied and allow different abilities that add even more gameplay mechanics to it. As you can see here, this is kind of a mechanic from Mario Sunshine. So there's a lot of cool stuff to explore and check out in this game. There are some other unique elements and mechanics to this game as well that you're not normally aware of in an open world game, such as Bowser right here. He almost randomly appears and attacks. I know a lot of it is tied to how many of the cat things you have, but at the same time it feels random. You'll just be exploring and Bowser attacks. I mean, yeah, of course you fight him, but it's kind of weird, kind of out of place. It's the only weird thing I'll say about it. Let's get into the story next. The story is out of place as well. It's not your traditional save Peach or do any of that nonsense. Instead, it's all about finding these cat shines, and apparently you're rescuing these islands on this lake. It's pretty fun and pretty unique and doesn't really offer you much in the way of traditional Mario story. Instead, it's kind of just a filler to allow you to explore the world. And honestly, it works perfect for me. I'm fine with this. This whole game honestly feels like a tech demo and an experiment for what they're up to next. This came out and was produced after Mario Odyssey, so they definitely had a lot of ideas in mind and things that they could try out in different aspects. Obviously, with the new Mario movie out, they went a little bit different, but this game is quite interesting. Let's do some graphics and animations now. I think the graphics in this game are phenomenal. I really do believe that they're a step up from what Mario 3D World offers. Mario 3D World looks really good and the polygons are very smooth, but this game offers a whole new depth and clarity, and with having the lake and all the reflective surface around, it definitely makes everything else stand out and look a lot more vibrant and beautiful. Mario 3D World looks very good in its own right, but this game has a new pop and a new shine to it that I think you can only get on the Switch. Mario Odyssey had this kind of look to it too, and I think they're just capitalizing on the resources they had from that engine. Alright, well let's talk about some animations a tiny bit. The animations in this game are very, very smooth and they took a lot of time. Every character model has a full rendering and they look really good. The polygons are smooth and have a really high count as well, typical Nintendo style. The color in this game pops and it makes the art look really good too on top of that. So, I think with that being said, let's talk about some controls and audio now. I believe the controls in this game are kind of a hybrid mixture of Mario Odyssey and Mario 3D World. I know that they had to reuse a lot of the same assets and data to be able to fit all of this on the one cartridge, but at the same time I believe there were updates made, and in that aspect the controls do feel smoother. You don't feel like you're turning corners really sharply like you do in 3D World. Everything isn't built around squares and rectangles in this, it's built around circles, and because of that, the game allows you to move in a little bit more fluid motion. This helps with a lot of aspects including combat. Well, now let's hit some gameplay for Super Mario 3D World. And this game's a little bit different, but in my opinion, just as fun. It's a little different style. Like I said, it's kind of built around the concept of squares and rectangles, but all of those little sandboxes are pretty unique and fun. And as you can see here, the world has a lot of good color and it's very vibrant. It uses the Switch to its full power, and even though it's a Wii U game, I still believe they were able to get a little more out of this. The gameplay in this is more centered around having an overworld that has levels tied to it. And you can pick which level you want to go to, and each level, as you can see here, has its own beginning and ending and secrets hidden within it. There are 3 green stars, and there's tons of coins and tons of secrets. There's also a whole stamp book you can fill up as well. The general gameplay loop in this is almost a hybrid of the 2D Marios and having the level selection and how you go through the world, and having the 3D Mario's exploration and movement aspects to it. I really enjoy this. I did start out on Mario 3D Land on the 3DS. I still own that game and I really enjoy it. To me, this is a really good sequel, and I'm okay if Nintendo made another one of these. It doesn't always have to be pure 3D, and it doesn't always have to be pure 2D. Sometimes the hybrid nature allows you to get a little escape and try something different. This game works really well, and I like it a lot. Alright, now, on to the next category, and it is the story. The story in this game is pretty unique, I want to say. It does have its typical nature to it, but at the same time, there's a little bit more going on and there's a lot more characters, so they tried to flush a lot of it out. Yeah, it's not like Mario Odyssey, and it's not really deep and not designed to give you a huge narrative. It just carries its weight, but at the same time, it's still a really good Mario story, and it makes you smile at time to time with the comedy and the laughter that it ensues. The only real difference in the story in this game is that this time you're saving fairies to help you do the usual job of what you find princesses or wands or staffs or whatever you find in another Mario game. It's still here and you're still looking for it. The boos, as you can see here, are their typical antagonistic nature, and you're still fighting the Koopas. There are Koopalings about, different ones, and some pretty cool unique ones as well. I like the fact that you can use the boomerang Koopas to do a lot of damage to everything. Let's talk about the graphics and animations now. Well, for being a Wii U game, this game looks really good. Everything's pretty sharp and the frame rate's very smooth. Nothing ever goes out of place and there's no glitching. It's not up to par per se with Mario Odyssey, but at the same time this game did its job for being the first real true high definition Mario. It looks super sharp, and in 1080p everything is super crisp. It's almost like the game was originally designed for the Switch all along. I did play this game on the Wii U, and I will say that it does look better on the Switch. Everybody seems to have their choices, their preference, but mine is definitely this version. As you can see here as well, the new animations with the cat and some of the other things going on are very smooth. All the background animations move along very well too. Nothing looks out of place. I really enjoyed everything that they did cosmetically and aesthetically to make this game pop. Let's do some controls and audio now. So as I said before, the controls in this game definitely feel like they're centered around the 90-degree angle. Everything that you do is reflective of that, and if you get that under control, then the game runs very smoothly and you don't really have any trouble with it. It's not like Mario Odyssey, where you have this feeling of total control and exploration around everything. Everything is fixed and designed around its certain look that has its puzzle mechanics to it, and the puzzle mechanics are a huge part of the level. While I do really enjoy this aspect of it, because like I said, it's a huge part of the game, at the same time, it doesn't allow you the full control of being able to explore every little nook and cranny. Sometimes you have to just take that leap of faith. Let's hit some audio real quick. I love the audio in this game. It sounds really good. Every soundtrack is gorgeous. Every soundtrack hits every beat perfectly. It is truly a Mario game through and through. I wish I could show you some, but I can't. Well, let's do the conclusion now. Well, in conclusion here, I believe that this game is worth its $60 price tag. I believe having 2 complete Mario games, both of which are really high quality and one of which is brand new only to this version, I think makes this game not only a good value, but will be rare here in the future. If you enjoy Mario games, then this is totally worth the value. It's got a fun 4-player mode as well if you want to play it multiplayer, and there are a lot of cool and unique new things to this to try out. That's gonna do it for today's review. If you enjoyed this, thank you for watching. It was a blast to make. I upload every single Monday. Please like and subscribe. And this is Ogre27Kane signing out.